Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3, do or die time for Backdoored Your Mom. They're 0-2 right now. Do they have what it takes to be champions, Wumbo? And do they have the Cloud9 trap card?
I don't think so. Not to be
just boom right out
not
there.
To be blunt, but it's looking kind of bleak. I mean, that being said, though, progressively in this series, first pick Caitlyn. That means that they're gonna have to put Lulu onto Recrisis to take that away from Caitlyn. But I digress to the last point. Goon Brigade have been playing a little more sloppy.
Dream Crusher Wumbo says no to Backdoored Your Mom. And he's hard calling Recrisis' Lulu out.
Yes, but I can't really make a decision here because Goon Brigades have been slowly playing less and less well and are just sometimes able to pick it out. And
we see a Xayah lock.
Backdoored Your Mom. Yeah, Xayah lock on Backdoored Your Mom. Not a fan, absolutely, but it is fairly favorable into the Caitlyn matchup.
They're going with a meme pick. The meme Xayah Rakan pick.
Yeah, I do not like this draft at all, considering that they just left up Lulu.
Tournament dreams are on the line, and they go for the Lover's Coral bot lane.
Yep, 2 birds of a feather in that bot lane. And a third bird of an ice feather going back onto Prongles for that Nivy, who had a pretty strong showing on it.
It was also called Int Nivea. We've seen it in chat. We saw it in the team banter. Int Nivea did die 6 times. So the options are still there. This is quickly devolving for Goon Brigade. They have a Lee Sin, which died to a solo Gragas. They have an Anivia, which died 6 times. And the unknown entity that is Caitlyn.
Yeah, a new pick, but I think Xayah actually has a little bit of a favorite matchup because she can poke over those backline minions and start hitting Caitlyn with the feathers.
Having played this matchup, I give it to Caitlyn, especially on current patch. Caitlyn is so good, and just getting buffed indirectly through items is so clutch right now.
Yeah, I don't think actually either team wants to pick that Lulu, which is just kind of perplexing, honestly. But
well, the other part is, Goon Brigade doesn't have to pick Lulu because they already know the enemy team bot lane. Like, you see Xayah Rakan, it would have to be a mid or top Lulu unless you have like jungle Rakan, which it's a whole nother beast. So you know that you don't need to rush that Lulu pick. You know you gotta contest to the Lee Sin because Uckler could pick it again, and then you are blind picking your mid laner, but it reasonably worked out last time, so you're okay with that.
Yeah, now that it's going into Aurelion Sol, Aurelion Sol is really hard to play, and Sylvalum has been playing a pretty good mix of champions here so far. Swain first, then Vel'Koz, and now Aurelion Sol. I mean, they've all been mages, but have pretty varying play styles.
And the one thing they all have in common is a loss.
Really, though?
Well, except for the Aurelion Sol. So, I mean, it's a worrying trend. I mean, he's picked non-meta into non-meta into non-meta. I distinctly am lacking Syndra, Orianna, Zed Talon. Those are, what we expect from our mid laners, and it's not what we're seeing.
Yeah, that being said, though, it is working a little bit for Prongles. I think the Lee Sin pick had a lot to do with the amount of pressure because he is just so easy to hit with skill shots. That being said, Zumala's back on that Lee Sin, and they banned out the Gragas, so I think they wanted to put him back on the Lee Sin from the very beginning. And the comp for Backdoored Your Mom just does not have really any cohesion.
It has, we're gonna kill you in your face cohesion. That's what I'm seeing here.
Especially the Mundo. God, I love Mundo as a champion. He is so satisfying to play.
He's also got a very simple build path looking at this team. He's going to start with a Spirit Visage, and then he's going to pick up a Sunfire Cape, and he's not going to die. Because we saw absolutely zero Grievous Wounds items last game.
Yeah, Vedius actually, if you guys know him as one of the EU casters, actually had a video about it on Picks to Watch, highlighting the Mundo as a Rumble counter pick because of how easily he builds and works with Spirit's Visage. So I wager to say that that played a lot in influencing that pick. Mastery, however, a little bit interesting, but that pick is actually really viable here considering the amount of low hard CC, and not to mention just that, but easy to land CC. You know, all you have is a Blitz Hook, Caitlyn Trap, Lee Sin ulti. I mean, not a lot of lockdown for that Lee Sin.
That being said, if you have to pick an AD carry on the current patch that has to fight against Lee Sin, in my experience so far, Caitlyn's one of the best.
Yeah, definitely.
You can dodge out the Alpha Strike by being far enough away from your front line that it doesn't instantly jump to you. And then when a single hard CC lands, you can trap, get the headshot proc. 90 caliber net, get the headshot proc. And if you do the 90 caliber net into Piltover Peacemaker combo, unless it's a full tank Lee Sin, they should hopefully be dead by then.
Yeah, and not only that, but Uckler on the Mastery has to get lucky so many times, whereas Goon Brigade only have to get lucky once to try to pick him up. So, also, Backdoored Your Mom did actually elect for Red Set this time round. I'm not so certain that the Xayah Rakan's gonna work out.
Heading into Caitlyn Blitzcrank, I mean, if they had picked Caitlyn Lulu, yes, 100% game over. No chance in that lane because Lulu, again, tier 0 support. By far and away has to be pick ban. These teams have just simply lost their minds. But into Kate Blitz, I think that there's a bit of leeway in this Xayah Rakan lane.
Yeah, I'd honestly be extremely surprised if they come out on top of this team comp that they have. There's just so little CC. At the very least, they do have a tank, which is the difference between their comp and the one that Goon Brigades have, whereas they have the Rumble top lane at least in jungle. So definitely no tank stats really going to be coming out there. But I think it's potentially a little demoralizing for Backdoored Your Mom because we didn't mention this earlier, but they are working with two subs, which is why they're losing the bans because they weren't planned subs, and so they're only working with 3/5 of their actual team. So I could really understand if they're just feeling a little bit demoralized and just want to have fun with this last game. And same thing for Goon Brigade because I mean they have two wins already to their name. They could lose this next one and the next one and still just come out on top. But if they win the last one, if this goes to game 5, which I highly doubt it will.
Things were looking shaky last game, and some of these picks have maybe not worked out. The Caitlyn is something that has been banned away, though, so it's definitely something Fug is kind of feared on a little bit. But a bit of that is the patch, a bit of that is Caitlyn being so strong and not quite having a direct counter just yet. But a lot of what makes Kate work is that Lulu pick that we're not seeing here. So, I mean, Caitlyn could still, you know, not end up in a good position, and we could see, you know, this Xayah pop off. It is a different player, keep in mind. It's just like last game. We've now swamped Lee Sin back and forth all the way around. Different play styles, different player abilities. It's now the same thing in that bottom lane. Xayah is now basically a blank slate again. Like, last game doesn't make a difference on how the Xayah gets picked. It's now up to Xayah this game to be piloted by Quantum and be able to, you know, put in some work on this hero.
Yeah, it's kind of cool when you see like other champs get picked up and on the other side, and then the other team plays them, because then you can sort of see like differentiations in the play style or build paths, and that's the one that I'm really looking forward to here. is different build paths for Quantum Landing on the side. If he is going to go the same path, going, I believe it was Rapid Fire Cannon, or Essence Reaver into Rapid Fire Cannon, or if he's going to go Bork into Renans, or Bork into PD, something like a Vayne build, which I would honestly like to see that a lot more than a scaling build, because, you know, scaling just doesn't really work in this sense. Although, they do have some scaling, like with Mundo and
Their team is actually all
Master Yi.
scaling.
Yeah.
Mundo, Yi, Aurelion Sol, and Xayah.
Xayah, definitely all scaling.
None of them really turn on pre-20 minutes, but that just means it's that much more impactful if they can get ahead and if they can, you know, get those leads early.
Yeah, and then fishing. Him and his skill shots on those Qs, landing all those Bard stuns, landing all those death sentences. Now he's on the quintessential Q sniping Chavin of the Blitzcrank. And I'm really excited to see how he's going to play on this one, because he's been doing so well on his past 2 supports. He is just popping off this series, and it's really paying his team dividends.
Yeah, and it's pretty much an easy champ this game. Not a single champion on the enemy team outside of maybe Rakan has something more than Flash to get out of that hook. So Fishing's looking at an easy game right now.
Yeah, I agree. And especially with Blitz Kalen is a notoriously strong lane. You pull him, you put a trap underneath Blitzcrank, he pulls him, and then you place another trap once they proc that, and then you E, and then that's already 3 headshots. And if you had 1 queued up, that's 4 headshots and auto cancels in the span of 2 CCs from Blitzcrank. Oh, and here's coming to level 1 invade.
It is expected out of the Blitzcrank,
He
but
has the Q.
back towards your
Is
mom.
he gonna go fishing?
Fishing. Oh, he gets the hook. Does get knocked up, though. Crisis, though, so low. Forced to flash away. Ritzbro also pretty low, but Constig's just sitting in the middle of this fight. Tons of damage put onto Quantum. Pretty much everybody on Backdoored Your Mom ends up worse for wear in that fight.
Yep, burn 2 flashes for none. That would be the flashes on Recrisis and Uklar. That's a pretty big one, especially for Yi. Zumulus can actually counter jungle him and potentially kill him fairly easily. It's a really intelligent adaptation for them, because this thwarts the scaling so much harder and just puts them so behind.
Another huge thing to note is 2 summoners were burned for Backdoored Your Mom. 0 were burned for Goon Brigade, and had they just used that ignite onto Recrisis, they would have gotten a kill.
Yeah, that and Fugnigal actually missed the trap. Oh, that feels so bad. But it's game 3, match point. They can have a little bit of fun with it. Zumulus feeling the brunt of that one, misses the Q, but
Does land the second one.
yeah, there's so much kill pressure in this bot lane now because Recrisis doesn't have his flash.
They
Oh,
do.
that's a bad spot.
Oh, he
Yep,
gets
there it
hooked
is.
in. Does eat a couple autos for his troubles.
I'm
But
curious why Rizbro started Doran's blade or Doran's shield instead of
corrupting.
not corrupting null magic mantle first with a pot and the extra magic resist and ease the item build into Spear Visage.
I mean,
Respectives-
you do get an extra potion with the Doran shield, along with having, you know, a bit more just inherent sustain, which is nice. So I think he's planning to play the long con here. Maybe we'll see like a 3 rejuve bead back coming in? Question mark.
Perhaps, but it's a little bit questionable because you'd be getting 2 starting items, and then after that you kind of be pigeonholed into going for.
Oh.
Yeah, he's really losing that trade.
The damage is simply not in there, but this hook comes in. Quantum's so low. He's dancing around these traps. Does get ignited, and now Recrisis is in the middle. So far, no flashes available. Fishing's just going to straight up walk in, throws down the power fist. Piltover Peacemaker isn't enough. The hook misses as well. Uckler is in the thick of it. Knock up onto Fishing. First blood Rakan. You hate honestly, to see it.
Honestly, fuck Uckler doesn't look too practiced on this Caitlyn trying to land those traps. I mean, he missed 2 traps through CC. That's pretty easy to land, especially when you know exactly where your target's going. They are deceptively small, but still.
They do kind of have a deceptive arm time as well. Riot's been making it increasingly difficult to land your traps, both with Jinx, Caitlyn, and
Jhin.
Yes. All 3 of them have received nerfs to their arm times. Just kind of unlucky.
I mean, it's good. It's a good balance change, because with that kind of power, it can get pretty oppressive. Already, you can see Zumla's going for that counter jungle, but hasn't had his back yet. While Uckler, with that first assist, was able to pick up the Skirmisher's smite.
Rizbro has burned through his potions and missed his caddy minion, so he's hurting a little bit in this top lane. Also down 11 CS.
Yeah, this is pretty par for the course though if you're playing Wumbo. Definitely needs to turn off his W. You don't want to be burning even farther, buddy.
Uckler says hello, dodges out on the Electro Harpoon though, doesn't have a slow or a speed up, only level 4.
Yeah, he just doesn't really have any other options.
Ho gets the flash out of Sylvium in the mid lane. Flash for not flash.
Flash for hook. Oh, I'll like it.
Well, there was also no flash available for Fishing that time.
Yeah, very fair.
But so he's definitely trying to make things happen.
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, he's playing it so confidently, and he definitely has got to have a lot of confidence after his performance on Thresh, which didn't have the record to show just how much of an impact he had on that game. But his Bard game definitely had the stats to show just how well he was playing.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they didn't go for the Bard again. You know, it worked out so well last time. Why not do it again? But they just, like you were saying, they're trying to have fun with it. They're already 2-0 in the lead. They have leeway here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing junglers path on opposite sides. You know, Lee Sin went for that standard smite stone, but not really much to be answered about this Yi farming, and really, they're in a good spot to be scaling right now. Gold is even. I believe it's due to VR Con6 CS lead nullifying that kill lead. He's gonna keep scaling though. Yeah, I think right now Rizbro is really hurting after not first buying that null magic mantle and starting at him, and because if he had, he would have had a Spectre's cowl by now.
We see 4 members in this bottom lane already for Backdoored Your Mum. That's a lot of resources being pulled down here.
And not to mention that the wave actually crashed onto Sylvalum's tower, so he's going to miss a little bit of that and a little bit of that XP. That's going to be pretty huge if he keeps roaming like that, then that lead's just going to keep expanding and expanding for Prungles.
Consig is looking to take the title away from Harkin, but in this mid lane, Prungles is getting engaged upon, or doing the engaging, excuse me.
So I like that.
Oh, the hook lands! 2-man knockup though, coming out of a crisis. Nuggler's going to get rooted up and exhausted. What more can they do? Heal comes in for Recrisis. Quantum is in the middle of this minion wave though.
He's patting down. I believe he was just warding though. Looked like he was in position to use an E and float down there. Get a kill onto that, but not gonna happen.
Lots of ultimates being popped in. Huge slow onto Consig. Throws down the equalizer. Can't equalize anything though. Gets taken down. Hook lands under a COD. Trap as well. No 90 caliber net. And Fog Nuggler is taking tower shots. Knock up onto Fishing, but the kill gets out. Ace in the hole comes through. knocks her Crisis into the red. And that is unlucky for Uckler, but Quantum Lightning's able to just walk in. Ignite goes in. Heal comes back to it, though. But there's no knockup available for Crisis. Meanwhile, in that top lane, Uckler just gets shredded by the two-man engage of Prungle's Zumalis.
Yeah, real quick. The camera just panned up there to show us what's going on, just to get a little hint. And Uckler was actually at pretty low amounts of HP, so it was a fairly easy pop to get him down. I like that adaptation and response while that was going down.
Oh, Dragon's Raid walks right in, gets the kick. Zumalis gets one, probably going to get two. Quantum has no way out of this.
Nope, no flash, no sums.
He's just going to get autoed to death. Double kill comes in. Zumalis is on the board. 3-0 on this Lee Sin.
That is a lot of damage.
There's no mana available for Prungles, which means he is going to just walk out.
Yeah, so Zumalis, a 3-0 on that Lee Sin, has all of his team's kills. On the other side of the jungler matchup, he's actually going for a Mountain Drake, which is going to be so good for them, as you already know. Uckler on this, he picked up 2 assists, got a successful gank in the top lane. So he's getting himself a pretty good snowball, almost, but it's being matched by Zumalis. And if there's any team comp to pick a Yian, it's this one. The one that they're playing up against with so little hard crowd control to stop him from just running around and slicing people up like some sort of Genji. As you can see here happening to Prungles, who's trying to run for his life. Float away, my friend. He's not going to be able to get out. Goes into Egg, but the stun is coming out from Aurelion Sol. Uckler burns the meditate to tank that tower shot. And ultimately, it's just going to be an ulti burn for
Uckler gets flashed upon, just gets burned down. Equalizer is available. Consig is going to overheat, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Might as well overheat if you are Rumble.
And things are not looking clean for this Master Yi. 0-2. Not exactly having the best of games, and you mentioned that, you know, this is a good comp to scale into. My issue is his whole team needs to scale, and there's only so much gold available.
Yeah, definitely, but at least he has the jungle fall back on here.
Oh, big hook onto Quantum. Is getting damaged. The root should land onto Nugler. There it is. Nugler's gonna eat the Dragon Roar. Meanwhile, in the top lane, what is happening? Ritzbro somehow winning the 1v1.
It's funny how little action there is in the mid lane just because both mid laners are roaming down.
Zumalis sees more kills on the menu, gets the Thunderlord's proc, gets his 4th kill of the game.
Zumalis on some high-level janitorial duties, cleaning up all these low health bars.
And he just kind of walks in.
A lot of gold. As it stands, he's got a 1,000 gold lead over Uckler.
The Crisis kind of wants to get the advantage. The call comes out for Prungles to back off, though, so they're not going to be able to gank that.
Yeah, so Quantum Lightning is also going for the Ascension rebuild, which, once again, I'm not entirely a fan of, because it just keeps the scaling going. Fortunately for Sylvalum, he's just sitting on his Calisthenic Protector. I believe in the next 2 waves, he will have enough gold to back in yet either a GLP or his Rod of Ages, so first items being picked up on very many fronts here.
Another thing I like to point out is Fognugler is going Blade of the Ruined King first, Caitlyn.
Yeah, I think it's a good buy because if you're going against a scaling comp, you need to have a stronger early to mid game so that you can sort of try to shut down their scaling. So instead of going for the BF sword where you finish your Renons, which is normally the traditional build, he's going for something that's got faster scaling but ultimately a weaker late game. I think it's a good adaptation.
It's interesting. I've played around with that a little bit. And he is behind in the lane. He's just straight up behind. He's 0-2. Rizbro running it down top, trying to get the kill onto Consig. has the ultimate available. Knock up root onto Quantum, though. The flash comes out of Nuggler. Can't get knocked up if you're flashing away. So much damage coming in, though. Quantum does get the kill. Charm lands onto Zamolis. Ace in the hole on top of it. But it does get dodged out of. Big root lands onto Consig. He still gets the kill. TP from Ritzbro says hello, though. Shutdown comes in. It is a 4-for-1 trade. But meanwhile, this whole time in the mid lane, Prungles is just running it down, taking towers like it's his job or something.
It is disaster for Goon Brigade. All of that just for 1 kill. And that's going to continue the snowball. 3-1 on both carries. Aurelion Sol 3-0-1. Actually looks to be going for a Hextech Revolver. Could potentially be a Hextech
It's a GLP.
Proto Belt.
GLP.
Is that the build path?
Yep. Catalyst,
Oh, yeah,
Cutlet.
yeah,
Yeah, Catalyst
and
Revolver.
Hextech. Yeah. I don't play mid lane, so.
It's
Yeah,
also
brushed up on my
not.
item builds.
I think the only champion that really builds it is Aurelion Sol and sometimes Swain. Those are really the only ones.
Yeah.
So it's pretty uncommon, but we're gonna see another very slow build coming out from Prungles, and I can't help but wonder if it's going to be enough. Spirit Visage completed for Rizbro in this top lane. I don't know what just happened because the hook very clearly landed.
Yeah, I agree. That was a little bit confusing, but to go back to that top lane, VR Consig, it's gotten to that point where Rizbro is going to start scaling his damage.
So much damage. Flash in. There's the voice of light, though. One more auto. He had procced the wolf camp, though. Gets taken down.
Yep. That outer limit.
Unlucky. Jungle camps. OP gets no knockup for Recrisis, though. The charm lands onto 3 members, but it's simply not enough to save Fishing. Oh, the shield! The last second shield from Consig keeps him alive! But so much CC in this bottom lane means Recrisis was not long for this world. The hook. The hook! It lands! Uckler is now stuck in his own jungle. Zamola says hi. How's my fist taste? Taken down. Killing spree for Prungles.
Alright, Uckler, say it with me now. Yo ho, to the hooks I'll never go. Because that definitely did not play well. A good play from Fishing. Ward over the wall. His name is just so relevant with how many Qs and skill shots he's landed. It's delicious.
Uckler saw the ward go over the wall and continued walking.
Yeah. It's really hard to gauge where the power is on this team. Obviously,
Consig, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's so difficult. There's so little he can do.
Oh, Ritzbro has flash. Is gonna just take this down. She's gonna run it.
Nothing he can do.
Oh, flash for flash. Alrighty. There's a bit of leeway there. Consig is able to get out. There's no blast cone available, so Rizbro, he's just gonna chill. Oh no! Zamolis says, "Hey, how's it going? Sweet little dragon you got there. To be a shame, such a shame, if something were to happen to it."
Yeah, I love that. It's so easy to steal on Lee Sin. It's just Q, and then smite while you're flying, and you get it low. You can pretty much outsmite anyone using that. And they should have put something. That's kind of like just a basic mistake. Kind of curious about that one. Just put a person in front of it so that he can't land a Q on it, or you just pull it out. So I can't imagine why they didn't.
Yeah, there's definitely ways. There's ways you can avoid such unfortunate occurrences in your life, such as that, but we'll have to wait for the next one. That's already 2 dragons going the way of the Goon Brigade.
Yeah, and right now I want to see Backdoored Jermon playing around this top side where they do have such a large lead, as well as this mid lane. They're just... Okay, I did not know you could do that with Rakan and Zaya just spammed you.
Oh no, the hook is a rampage for Prungle. Ace in the hole once again, getting dodged out. Quantum's going to return one, but eats a fist to the moon. And that is another kill for Zamolis.
Yeah, this is looking pretty bleak right now. Rizbro's just fiddling while he watches his base fall apart.
Put that man... Oh my lord! What is happening? Prungles is unstoppable. Uckler's doing what he can. He jumps in, gets stunned. You can't Highlander that. And now it's Rizbro's turn to face the ire of Fishing Bot. What is happening? Is that game?
This isn't going to be game. This is definitely
Two-man knock-up into the 5-man charm. But Fishing puts him in the dirt. Ace comes in once again. 80 carry still alive. That could be game.
They are aced. Silva almost back up 4 seconds on Oakland. I don't think they have enough damage to lose one out. A little bit low. Here comes the Galaxy Bomb, but not going to connect.
So they just got to hook stun him again. And look at how much damage that stun just did to Sylvium. Oh my lord, what is happening? Fishing, please!
The hook potential, they don't have any vision, and it's very difficult for them to get it. But, Backdoored your mom, say it with me now. Yo ho, to the hooks, I'll never go. And it's just being a little bit optimistic because they continually walk into the face, unbeknownst to them, of the Blitzcrank and just get pulled against their will and destroyed. It looks like they're going to try to make a play onto this Baron just because they have the tempo advantage as the Goon Brigade reset a little bit late. I don't think they're going to start it, but they are going to start it. This is a really bad situation for them to be in.
Highlander goes down. Nuggler's doing what he can, but Prungles just puts the bomb down onto Quantum. Says, you are not able to play League of Legends today. Uckler is nowhere left to run. The Crisis is somehow alive. Sylvium just going to flash in, get knocked up, knocked down once again. Fishing puts the fist in Fist Killer, and Zamolis has been slain. 4 for 0. That's gotta be game.
They're just gonna run it down. They're just gonna go try to end it.
That has to be game. Rakan
by the time they get in though.
Rakan
are gonna be spawning though.
Rakan is not known for his wave clear.
Definitely not. They might be able to get this Nexus tower at the most, but here comes Uckler back up once again. Just got his Cutlass. Is still not even getting a recurve bow. He is so behind.
Oh no, Quantum getting jumped on. Crisis is in the backline. Gets annihilated though. Sylvium finally picking up a kill though on to the Lee Sin. What more can they get? Fishing doesn't get stunned. They're facing off against Rizbro. Gets one. Shutdown coming in for Sylvium. Double kill coming in. Now they're on the run. The flash over the inhibi wall does get stunned. There's no traps available. Slows cannot affect Uklar. Does jump in. Eats a cupcake for breakfast though. But he says, thank you very much, sir, and takes his life as well.
I'm honestly a little bit disappointed because I genuinely wanted to see Goon Brigade win faster than they did in their last game. And that would definitely be one of the quickest wins we've seen in Elder League, if not the quickest one. If they were able to end it, that would have been about 21:45, maybe 21:30. But definitely overstayed their welcome. And they actually put a kill onto that Master E now. I think after this, he should have enough to get his Borg. That seemed to be the issue when he tried to dive onto Fugnuggler back at that Baron fight. Didn't have the Borg to stick to him. He was just kind of chasing him down while getting pelted with auto attacks. So scaling coming through a little bit. 2 items finished for Quantum Lightning. 2 items finished for Rizbro on top of his boots. And 2 items and boots finished for Sylvalum.
So now, Uckler reset his
Goldworth?
Yeah, Goldworth. He reset it. Good or bad if you're backdoored your mom?
Bad. I mean, he's so ridiculously behind. Doesn't even have a first item finished. The Science is jungle, and if you look on the other side, Zamolis Black Cleaver, Tiamat, BF Sword on top of the jungle item, and Ninja Tabi. Just damage out the wazoo. They are going to pull off this Baron, it seems.
This Baron's taking forever, and Goon Brigade knows it's happening, so they just ran it down mid. And now Fishing is gonna get this kill. He gets one, can possibly get two. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Fugnuggle is just pounding the Nexus into oblivion. And
that should be the game. They are gonna get a few more kills just to
it's up to Uklar. He gets one. He needs 3 more. And he can't get it.
Yep, that's the Nexus. Going to be about 23-54, and that is going to be yet another extremely quick win for Goon Brigade, just dominating that game in almost a solo queue type fashion. But that being said, I'm glad it looked like both teams are having just a little bit of fun for that last one.
Although it did look like maybe one team was having a bit more fun than the other.
Yeah, winning's a little bit more fun than losing, unfortunately. We can't have everyone winning now.
There can only be one, and in the rules of Highland combat, it was an Uklar. So he has been beheaded, his head has been placed on a pike, and it is now being shown off for whoever wins our series going on Ascension eSports 1. So that is a 3-0 victory for Goon Brigade. They will be moving on to the semifinals, I believe.
Yeah, I think that series is still going to decide who will be winning that one, but otherwise, it looked to be a fun 3-0. I mean, it was a wounded Backdoored your mom, unfortunately, not at their full strength because they were playing with less than 4 members of their main roster, but still good performances from them, and it was good to see the variation between teams, and I look forward to what they have to offer in the future.
Yeah, we are nearing the end of our season, and we will be quickly gearing up for the next one soon, but there's still so much League of Legends action happening right now. I mean, we still have another 2-3 weeks of playoffs, and what was a quick 3-0 kind of spells a story. I mean, a 4th seed team going up against a 5th seed team, they come in, smash it out, and now they're quickly, they're going to take a look at the other series, they're going to learn a little bit, watch some VODs, and they're going to be heading into next week strong. They have all of the momentum for them, and hopefully they prepare just as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see the performances from them to come, but with that will be the first quarterfinals performance from Goon Brigade and Backdoored your mom, resounding 3-0 in favor of Goon Brigade. Good performances all around, but we will be signing off for now. I would like you guys to please bring your attention over to asports.gg for the series between MP and Renegades Incorporated as they duke it out for their semifinal spots.
And that is us, and by us I mean Doctor and Wumbo, signing off for tonight. Remember, if you guys want to be involved in these leagues, in these games, hit us up on Discord, hit us up on Twitter at Ascension eSports. We'll keep you in the know, we'll keep you updated, and hopefully we'll be seeing you around. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you later.
Have a good night.